I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to Behind the Screens, a program where we look at the most interesting personalities on social media and get to know them a little bit better. On today's show, we meet Tranquil Ashes. She's a multidisciplinary artist, very talented in makeup, cosplay, and armor builds. She created the Cosplaying Wow Plus Ultra New York Comic Con Body Positive Cosplay panel and has been featured in magazines like Sci-Fi, Afropunk, and Nerd Plus. I'm so excited and proud to introduce to you my friend Tranquil Ashes. Hi,
Hey
Tranquil.
everyone. Hi. Sure. I am Tranquil Ashes, as she said. I am from Baltimore, so I'm a Baltimore native. And I got a lot of my experience starting in this cosplay world in Japan. And right now I'm just focusing on branding, fashion, entrepreneurship, and moving up my makeup career.
Okay, Tranquil. So our next segment is called the Backstage Blitz. In the Backstage Blitz, we're going to get to know you a little bit better with some icebreaker questions. I have here a jar full of questions that I'm going to shake up and pick out and ask you, and you're going to give me your best answer. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right, first question. If I bought you a billboard in Times Square and gave you 6 words to sell yourself, what would you write?
That's a good one. Wow. Okay. 6 words. Mm, resilient, unexpected. Mm, let's see, resilient, unexpected, um, passionate, brave, fun, and mm, excitable.
Excitable. All right, that's amazing. Great answer. All right, second question.
That's a good one. That was hard.
It's hard to distill your life down to 6 words, but if it's a billboard in Times Square and I'm paying for it, girl, you better
Better
be
figure it out.
ready. All right, second question. If you could collaborate with anyone in the world, living or dead, who would it be and why?
Man, man, you got good questions here. I see. I see. I see. Um, well, I guess I would go with I would say on well, living Rihanna
Great
for
answer.
sure. Yeah.
Rihanna
For sure.
is amazing. She's like a force of her own and she's so unbothered.
Also,
It's
yes,
inspiring.
that is so key. So key because it's hard out here and like to be so unbothered is pretty awesome. And she has such an entrepreneur mind and
Mhm.
along with her like artistic side, and that's kind of the lane I'm gonna go in.
Yeah, she's kind of building her own empire and she's
Hmm.
doing it on her own terms, at her own speed, and in
Exactly.
her own way, which I definitely respect. Third and final question. Okay, I gotta really jumble them up. Okay.
No, I got it.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh
What
no.
could you give a 40-minute presentation on with absolutely no preparation?
Game of Thrones. Oh man. Ooh, the moment you said 30, I was like, that's not enough time. That's not enough time.
40 minutes is
Game
not
of Thrones,
enough time.
not enough.
The
Game of Thrones, probably my favorite work of like written fiction of all time.
Yeah, Game of Thrones, the books are incredible. The show still
Yeah.
is really good as well, but the show got me into the books and I literally sat
Same.
down and could not move. I was in my bed for a week stinking because I would not leave and I just read all of the books. It was a good book, like series, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And like the show is great. Don't get me wrong, I love this show. Seasons 1 through 7. And other than that,
So now we're moving into our main event segment where we're going to ask you more specific questions to get to understand the journey that you've been on throughout your career. So the first question, you started off entering makeup contests and then expanded into cosplay and other forms of entertainment. Would you consider makeup to be your first love, and how does that inform your art?
actually I think that it is my second love. My first love would probably be drawing. Physical art to pen, pen and pad. And I actually went to Rome for a few years, well, not a few years, but a couple of months during my college tenure to study art. But makeup definitely led me into the cosplay career. I was on YouTube, and when I was on YouTube, this was when it was kind of new, and there weren't a lot of beauty gurus out. There were,
Mm-hmm.
your select few, but it wasn't a saturated market like it is now.
Right.
But I decided to enter some cosplay contests and some makeup contests on YouTube.
Right.
And I just happened to win a few, and I ended up getting materials from my winnings to build my first makeup kit.
That's
And once
awesome.
I got back home from Japan, it was like a natural progression to try freelance makeup artistry.
Right.
And I've always loved Japanese like culture. It's always been a thing for me ever since I don't know, Toonami, original Toonami. Uh, and it was just like, hey, you do makeup, why not do some
It's
cosplay?
like
And the
combining your two
moment
interests.
yeah, it really, yeah. And it's surprisingly how like married the two are with, makeup and cosplay, because like, you don't want your cosplay to stop at the neck. So so you gotta do the rest of it. So it was just kind of like, okay, well, I can do this one skill. Let me get the making clothes skill, and then boom, cosplay.
So, Tranquil, you are super passionate about body inclusivity. In fact, you led a panel on it at New York Comic Con. What is a way that we can all practice more body positivity in our lives and in our artwork?
I think a good way to start is just to look at your friends, look at the people that you interact with. If all of them look like you and are the same size as you, that's your first red flag. Um, it's valuable to have life experience from people that don't look like you, that aren't the same size as you,
Mm-hmm.
because in reality, you truly do live a different life. And the funny thing about it is that there's such a phobia towards being anything but thin in our communities, and just in, the Eurocentric way of the world in the first place. But like when you look at it, being a plus size person doesn't make you any or more or less smart. It doesn't make you any or more or less talented in making clothes or doing hair, or, whatever your craft is. And it literally is just another adjective to describe a person. Um, and no one really thinks about that when you put it on pen and paper. When you see a plus size person, the first thing they say is, "Oh, look at the plus size fill in the blank. Why can't I just
Right.
be
Why
fill in the
can't you
blank?"
just be, why do you have to be this qualifier first?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. No one really says, "Why do you have to be the skinny Ariel?" Like that doesn't happen. So, um, and it's just, I think it has a lot to do with our media, just media in general. You don't see it. It's really about representation, like most things are. If you don't see it, it's kind of hard to accept it. And same for people of size. If they don't see it, it's hard for them to accept themselves. So I think it's imperative that people look at their groups of people and see if they all look like one way or then another. And if they
Mm-hmm.
don't, and you do have plus size friends, are you making conscious decisions when you are with them? When you go shopping, for example, if the only shopping stores you go into are ones that don't cater to plus sizes, you're alienating your friend,
Right.
even though you're hanging out with them, you know? So, I think it's just, you gotta, look, you gotta just be more cognizant of what's going on around you. And I think as soon as people realize that, they'll be able to put it in their art. They'll be able to put it, on, in media, books, be able to describe, plus size people as just plus size people who can do everything else that everyone else can do.
Oh, I really like that. And I hope that, you know, people would be encouraged from seeing you just killing it and traveling and living your life and doing everything that you're doing. I hope that encourages other people to know it doesn't matter what size you are, it matters how much passion that you have for your art. So I would like to thank you
Exactly.
for, representing.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, I do it and I'm happy to do it.
So, Tranquil, you recently participated in a Pass the Brush challenge that got quite a bit of attention. Can you tell me more about how you got involved in that?
Well, as you know, like TikTok is like a thing now. It's huge. And the pass the brush trend or don't rush trend was going on. And I was actually approached by Brown Sugar Outlaw. Shout outs to her. She's amazing. Check out her stuff. And she asked me to be a part of the group. And we got a bunch of ladies together, all phenomenal. And we decided to do the Pass the Brush challenge. And it was my very first one that I had ever done. And it was quite fun. There's a lot of creativity coming out of like this quarantine right now. So it was really cool to see that. And it got so much attention that we actually got liked by Michael B. Jordan for our Pass the Brush challenge. So let's say all of us pretty much passed out. We just literally just fell out. But
Who does
uh,
not have a crush on Michael B. Jordan?
I don't know how you can't. Like,
It's impossible.
it really is.
I think he's the only, like, one of the few actors that can play a villain and everybody in the theater be rooting for him.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, not not saying that he was wrong because he was kind of right, but
Was he wrong?
how he went about it.
Exactly. We don't applaud, we don't condone the execution, but he had some
Right, we don't
valid
do that.
points.
But yeah, him being hot just kind of makes you just blinders on a lot of that. You're like, oh, yeah, well, it's Michael B. Jordan and he has to be right and he smiles at you. So clearly his mission is just. So like I don't know who
Therefore,
doesn't
in
crush.
conclusion, Michael B. Jordan is right. So, Tranquil, I've seen firsthand online trolls attacking you. How do you deal with that? How do you navigate that kind of reaction online?
Definitely you gotta kind of build a tough skin if you're going to put yourself out there to be judged by other people. And I know we say, don't judge other people, but that's basically you can't help it. The moment you see someone, you start judging them immediately. And I think that people just have to build, a tough skin and just know that the people that are saying things to you are unhappy with themselves. And so they're going to spend all their time tearing you down because they don't have anything to hold on to. And, it's important to just enjoy what you're doing. If you're having fun, if you love putting on makeup or, styling some wigs or sewing your life away, if you're doing that and that's what makes you happy, then that's what you do. And you'll be surprised who sees you be happy and doing what you're doing. And that just lets everyone know, hey, wait a minute. I can do this too. I don't have to look like this. I don't have to look like that. I can have fun. I can be my favorite character. I can live out, my dreams and passions of my art in this way. And I think it's just
Mm-hmm.
very important that people focus on them, do it for them.
Right. So that by the time the online trolls get to you, you're already having so much fun that they can't shake you.
Exactly, exactly. And to focus on, the positivity. I know it's hard. You see that one comment out of the 50 that you get, and that one comment sticks with you more than all of the positivity that you
Mm-hmm.
received. And I get it. I am guilty of it. But you just got to know that that one person towards those 50 people, it's just no comparison, and you can't please everyone. And the moment you start is the moment you fail. So unless you're pleasing you, then, then you're not doing the right thing for yourself.
Our final question. Imagine a younger version of yourself runs up to you at a con and says, Tranquil Ashes, I love everything you do. I've dreamt of being like you, but I don't know how to get started. What advice can you offer me?
Honestly, just start. You don't have to have, all of the perfect clothes. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate. That's something I also can't stand. Um, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to, it doesn't have to, you don't have to have the best camera, the best equipment, because honestly, joy is infectious. And if you post yourself doing the thing you love and there's joy in it, I guarantee you people will come for it. And you'll get that following, you'll get that recognition on working 40 hours on your cosplay. And the right people for you will come to you. Don't seek out the approval of everyone else. I know it's so hard to do. I know it's hard to do, but when we stick to your guns, and stay in your lane, that's what makes you you. And I think that, yeah, as long as I would just tell myself to start. I didn't start when I wanted to start, so I would definitely tell myself to start as soon as, you have the idea. You have a favorite character, go into it. Join some forums. There are a bunch of Facebook groups, that are out there to show you how to get resources and links and things of that nature. So, you can get started on your journey into, cosplaying or makeup artistry or anything that comes along with cosplay, because there's so much, in it. Like you have makeup, videography, photography, acting, entertaining, martial arts, all depending on who you're, cosplaying that day. So yeah, I would definitely tell myself to start and to have fun. If you don't have fun, people can tell. So
Yeah.
fun is the most important thing.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer. I think I would have loved to hear that answer when I was first interested in cosplaying. I think I would have
Yeah.
started a lot sooner if I had people access to, seeing people like yourself around. I think I would have gotten started in cosplay earlier on.
Oh, thank you.
So we've come to the end of the show, Tranquil. Thank you so much for being here and letting us experience all your beauty and glory. Before
Thanks.
we go, I would like to see if there's anything that you would like to plug. So, you tell the people what you're working on, what you have coming up this year in the next few months.
Okay. Well, I do happen to be launching my own YouTube channel very soon, and it'll be under
Yay!
Tranquil Ashes. All of my monikers are under Tranquil Ashes, Tranquil_Ashes on IG, Tranquil Ashes on Twitter and Facebook as well. And I hope to launch reactions, beauty as well. Makeup is my thing, and of course, cosplay related things, and hopefully cons when they get back to us. So, yeah.
I, for one, can't wait to see what you do next. I'm so appreciative to have the opportunity to talk to you one on one. I mean, I wish that we would have met at a con, but due to COVID circumstances, we've got to do
Mhm.
it this way. So thank you so much for being on the show. And I encourage everybody to go and interact with Tranquil Ashes on social media. Tell her I sent you. And thank you for being here on Behind the Screens.
Oh, the pleasure was absolutely all mine. Thank you.